What's up guys, Ace here today, bringing you guys another card of the day, and today we have Bonecrusher Giant. 2 in a red, 3 CMC creature, giant, with whenever Bonecrusher Giant becomes the target of a spell, Bonecrusher Giant deals 2 damage to that spell's controller. 4/3. So he's a big boy, and he's 4 power for 3 mana. That's usually above par for what Red's had in the past. And it was kind of funny looking back at this card, because looking back at even older cards, Red usually didn't get a 2/2 for 2. Like, that was considered too strong for Red. But now we've gotten to the point in time where Red's getting a 3 mana 4 for 3. And I don't expect this to get too much higher in power relative to the curve. I guess there could be some mythics that could surpass this, but generally I think this is probably where we want this to be, because green usually gets 3 mana 3/4s with upside, and this is Red's, I believe, one of the Red's only creatures with 3 CMC 4 for 3, which is on the aggro side compared to the defensive side that green has. And I'm completely down with that. For someone who likes playing red, this is sweet. Upside, I mean, the bad side is you can't like rampant growth this, not rampant growth it, but you can't like wild growth this and like have it become bigger without taking damage. Kind of sucks, but I mean, usually you're playing this in an aggro deck, and this kind of pushes you towards that. And so swinging for like a 3 mana 4/3, maybe even a 7/3, or I'm sorry, maybe even a 7/6 if you're wild growth this, it's pretty sweet. I mean, you have to take 2 damage, but like you're winning this if you're slapping with this, right? Because it's only going to be turn 3 and you have this on the battlefield, which is pretty strong. Yeah, I like that. That sounds pretty good. But that's not it. There's more. Have you guys ever liked to shock or bolt stuff? Well, this card's the card for you, because not only is it a creature, it's got a body, it's also Stomp, an instant adventure with damage can't be friended this turn, and Stomp deals 2 damage to any target. So this card's got some utility. I guess you could say it's sort of Magus of the Shock, sort of, not really, but like kinda. You can like do it once, but also it's like 10, or not 10, it's 5 mana. So it's pretty good. I like it for this ability. Now in standard, this card I think has done a lot of work. Not only does it stop fog effects, this generally stops creatures with 4 toughness as well, because you can slam with your 2/2, get in there, okay, they destroy your 2/2, and they still have a blocker with 2 damage assigned to it already. You can stomp on it and kill it, and you play this. So like, this card is also somewhat like a card advantage, where you get 2 cards for 1 with this card in red, which is pretty nice. Now, there was a kind of a threshold in that you have to basically kill something with this, because like shooting face with this for only 2 damage isn't too much of a problem for your opponents. I think it's better off used as sort of a way to get through creatures. And in that sense, if you do kill a creature with this, I think it's just pure card quality. I think you play this in almost every aggro deck in standard. Definitely playing in all my aggro deck in standard. It's a 4/3. If they destroy it with something like a Wrath of God, I think there's one Wrath in standard that if the creature happens to be 4 more power, you draw a card off of the controller, the creature of that controller, the controller's creature draws a card off it, and so this card just becomes juice. It's 3. No, it's, yeah, 3 cards for 1. I think I'll take that. In the case where you get everything done in Merry Christmas Land done with this card, like you swing and you deal a stomp and you draw a card off it, like I'll take it. I mean, you're probably not in a good position if they're wrathing your board and you have no cards in hand. But after this, if you have this out, you're probably gonna have a card in hand, and hopefully it's like a Hasty Boy or another Bonecrusher Giant, so you can stomp on their face. I don't think it's that playable in context of modern, because we have Bolt, and it's only 1 mana for 3 damage. This is sort of like halfway there. It's 2 mana for 2 damage, but also damage can be prevented. So it's kind of like a halfway there to Bolt. It's like 1.5 mana worth of card right there. Card quality worth against comparing to a Bolt. This card's sweet. I don't know what to say. Like, it's probably not going to be played in modern for that reason. Maybe you can play it in like a big zombie red, like a Scred red maybe sort of deck will want to play this. But I don't think you want to play in your conventional aggro red decks in like maybe mono red decks. Probably don't want to play it as much as like big red decks or Scred red decks. In EDH, I think this is fine. You're going to see a lot of mana dorks and 2/2s in EDH. You're going to see hate bears and stuff like that. That means this is a good card. You just swing face. It's going to take 10 turns to kill someone with this, but I mean, it's a 4/3. It's a 4/3, and it deals damage sometimes. I doubt it's going to do damage when it sticks on the board as a dude with legs, but you can shock something and you got a dude on it. I think it's decent in most EDH decks, despite only doing 2 damage. I think it's still decent. I think if you're in red and EDH and you really are looking for big creatures, I think this is one of the creatures you want. Because of the utility it has, you can choose between which card to play, the Stomp or the Bonecrusher. And in the case where you need a wheel and you want to keep your Bonecrusher for later, you just stomp on them. Stomp on anything, you really. And you wheel, because it's instant speed, and you have your Bonecrusher Giant for later. It's a sick card. I can't say enough about this card. I don't do it injustice. Play it for yourself. It's sweet. Other than that, tell me what you guys think about the card in the comment section down below. Peace out, guys, and have a nice one.